Welcome to the AMC APE. Welcome to the AMC. Yeah. Welcome to the plane, grab a chair, one share, one ray. You are now locked in with security jam. Watch his golf floors, lies, and fake ass pages. One eye on the cams, one eye on the game. Bad badge on his chest, but the grin ain't tame. Calm on the outside, storm in the frame. Deep in the skull, something shakes them bars. Joker A waking up, laughing hard in the dark. Protector of the cage, guardian of the skull. When the bullshit gets sticky, starts losing control. Security James keeps the show on track, but Joker A hears last and starts clawing back. This ain't your soft little market recap. This is facts with teeth in a baseball bat. Welcome to the place where the fraud gets named and the fake tough clowns get dragged through flames. Security calm, Joker ape insane. Same damn body, two sides of pain. One asks questions, one breaks chains. One checks numbers, one screams names. Welcome to the AMC APE, where the memes grow teeth and that charts feel strange. We don't bow, we don't break, we engage. Security James with Joker ape off the chain. Welcome to the family inside this frame, where the market tricks get dragged by name. We break down moves, we step out the haze. Welcome to the AMC APE. Lights buzz, screens glow, coffee gone cold. Every candle on that chart got a dirty little soul. Gap up, gap down, head fake trap. Same old bullshit in a brand new head. They paint fear red, they hide it in spreads. They smile on TV while that basement bleeds red. Volume talks dirty, candles leave clues, and we don't chase noise, we interrogate moves. Chaotic queen with the nose to the stare. Cross-exam queen with the smoke in it. Silver in the notebook, still in that gush. You your weak logic right out of that chair. Crazy angry Matt in the back, arms crossed.
Show me the math or shut the hell up, boss.
Always got fat, always got smoke. Always 1 second from calling out a Joe. James holds steady, bash to his vest, but Joker Ape coin holds through his chest. One keeps peace when the floor gets loud. One says fuck that,
Drag him out now.
two versus one mission, one damn goal. Expose the game and protect the soul. One walks the wall, one bites through the rule. One stays calm, one gets cruel.
We see the games they play, numbers trapped in a crooked cage. Facts got teeth in this place, and we bite down hard on every fake. They can dress it up, call it market design, but bullshit still stinks when it crosses the line. We don't need hopium, we don't need praise. We need receipts, timestamps, filings, and names.
Wow, welcome to the AMC APE, where the memes grow teeth and the charts feel strange. We don't bow, we don't break, we engage. Security James with Joker ape off the chain. Welcome to the family inside this frame, where the market tricks get dragged by name. We break down moves, we step out the haze. Welcome to the AMC
APE cage. This ain't a circus, this is study hall in hell. Every laugh got a purpose, every joke rings bells. Every dumbass headline, every crooked little spin gets thrown on the board, and we dig right in.
No fake preacher talk, no trust me bro. No shiny little puppet with a Wall Street glow. If the numbers don't match, then the mask comes off, and Joker Ape laughs while the room gets soft. James at the can with the plan in his hand. Joker Ape in the shadows like say it again. Quinn got the math, Matt got the math, and the whole damn cage got a memory like rap. Scared of the truth, don't step in his ring. If you're ready to learn, pull a chair, let it sting. We don't chase clout, we don't kiss the tape. We watch every move and expose the fake. Welcome to the AMC APE, where the memes grow teeth and the charts feel strange. We don't bow, we don't break, we engage. Security James with Joker ape off the chain. Welcome to the family inside this frame, where the market tricks get dragged by name. We break down moves, we step out the haze.
Welcome to the AMC APE cage. Doors locked, intro done, showtime, throttle spun. James on the mic, you know the one. Rule question everything, trust none.
Watch the spreads, watch the tape, watch the clowns, watch the fade. Joker Ape laughing, James is fade.
Now teach these motherfuckers how to spot the bait.
Welcome to the cage, Joker Ape off the chain. Security James on stage.
Welcome to the AMC APE cage.
Welcome to the AMC APE cage.
Welcome. Well, we have a fun time here. Wow, here we go. I don't know why keeps on happening with my chat, but this is very interesting. All of a sudden, they got a bunch of people that are sitting there and trying to Texas Outlaw Ape. No one said you were being there. I don't know why it keeps on rehashing last Tuesday but for some reason it's doing that. But that's clear. Anywho, welcome. So today's going to be a very interesting day because now you're actually going to see what the actual reconstruction actually found, where the data points to, who is the quote unquote, who we're targeting, who we're going to be accusing, who we are going to be basically putting the finger on because it just too coincidental to call it a coincidence. So that's, and it's very specific when it comes to that because the numbers, as you guys are going to see as the report goes on, they match up almost identically, line by line. And it's scary because you're sitting there and saying, wait a minute. Okay, so this is why this happened. This is why. This is the why of all this. You gotta be fucking joking me. And that's exactly what it is. And that's the funniest part. Does it suck? Yeah. Because you have people that were completely blindsided by this event, which is fine. They weren't prepared. They were supposed to pay. Instead, what do? They cheat. So that's like they always do. But how's it going, Matt?
It's going good, but it's important to say that the why is not the who.
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
No, because that's something that I actually can't disseminate from the actual information. Because the only way I'm able to actually determine the who is information that we as the public don't get and not allowed to see. That's the horse shit behind all of this.
But all the big wig institutions that can afford $100,000 a month for the DTCC ledgers can see it all passed in real time.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, but they have, but quote unquote, they have to supposedly, like they were really doing anything. I mean, what has the SEC done? Like over their history, like you can name, if you could sit there and actually
colluded in the cover up. That's what the fuck they're doing.
That's one. Enron, that wasn't too good. What else? Bernie Madoff, that wasn't really good at all. Who else? Qualcomm, they were that's a blemish on their record.
To put it in shorter terms, they're self-insuring their future job market revenue.
I mean, or preparing their resumes for someplace else.
That's exactly what I was
AKA probably going to one of the major banks because they love shuffling between each other.
And where's Gary Gensler at now?
Isn't he at Goldman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what else is he doing?
He's not a chair, is he?
He's a speaker for finance college for pay.
Oh my God. So teaching young Sam Bankman-Frieds how to escape jail. Basically. Or trying to. Or maybe he's not. Maybe he's trying to prevent that, but really teaching him the tricks of the trade that go back.
Basically following right in the footsteps of Yeller.
Yeah, I was going to say Yeller, or we could step it up one notch as well. And, well, the Clinton Foundation. If we really wanted to get into that, like judging where his expertise really came about,
the Delaware Launder Bank or Illinois Launder Bank.
Hey, it's just another politician for Illinois that should be in jail. What a shock!
Actually, no, that was Indiana. He was Indiana and had the fucking
damn it!
Where he had a corrupt bank debt.
I would have been excited.
Indiana, Illinois, they're like twins, aren't they?
No. Yesterday, people were erupting because it's almost like someone said on, I think it was on X actually, that the Bears are bound for Indiana, and then all of a sudden, all I can think about is the Gare Bears, and I'm like, oh fuck, like that sounds terrible.
Oh, you know what? Just let's just say Illinois was probably too expensive to pay forward the cut to have house his monitoring operation there.
Probably, but when your fight song is "You're the pride and joy of Illinois," and they got to a position where they said, we're gonna fuck off and go over here because we're gonna get everything for way cheaper. That's exactly what they did. You know, I'll say kudos to Indiana for playing the game right, because that's exactly what they did. They played the game. They played the game right. And if the Bears do decide to go, you know what? Good for them, because honestly, for what this state has had to deal with, like Illinois, just in general, oh my God, our property taxes are disgusting. We are so far in debt when it comes to the city of Chicago. Crime is exponentially high. People, you walk into I could be sitting there at a Walgreens and somebody just takes down a whole shelf full of makeup puts it in her purse and walks right out. No one stops them. No one does anything. It just happened. I watched it happen at a Bed Bath & Beyond. This cart was full. I mean, it probably would have had a mountain on top of it with a volcano. And just full of crap. And it just, the lady at the checkout, she's just like, sir, can you, sir. And he just walked right out. I'm like, no one's going to stop him? Okay. All right. Do I have to pay for this? If you're going to let him go, I mean, shit. But that's what it is. And if the Bears do go, the epicenter of Chicago is built around Soldier Field, the whole thing. So you're going to watch all these hotels go down. You're going to watch all these restaurants go down. You're going to watch. It's the demise of Chicago. It's going to happen next. So, but more importantly, the other things that I'm hearing about, and honestly, I have to correct this right off the bat, because when I read this, I was really, it pissed me off, to be perfectly honest with you. If anybody understands the actual Mavico contract, and if you don't, that is absolutely fine. I completely understand. It is confusing to a certain degree, but there's no way for AMC to actually do any type of stock buyback or rebuys. Can't. It's impossible. Based upon that specific contract, there is nothing that AMC could do to repurchase the stock. So it doesn't matter how big
they would need all the covenant holders of that debt to authorize it, and they're never going to do that.
No, that's a cash cow to them. And it restricts AMC to basically regain a huge profit share by doing that. But that's who holds the debt covenants that are specific to that instrument. They're never going to release that. Not until the debt is basically paid. So, just so everybody understands, that is impossible because of the debt covenants that are already associated on that deal. So if anybody starts saying that, you know right off the bat that they're wrong. And I mean wrong. And I wish it wasn't like that, but it 100% is. So I just wanted to clarify because honestly, I started reading this and I'm like, there's no way that we've been in this deal for how long? Since December?
That's a good point, Peter.
I mean, restructured, but for 5 years, if you want to talk about the whole.
Yeah, I'm talking about the whole thing. I mean, the whole thing we've been in for 5 years. I'm saying it was a part of the restructure, though, with Deutsche in December, right?
Yeah, every restructure, consolidation, or rebalancing of the balance sheet and consolidation of that debt into this final consolidation through central bank as opposed to a loan shark, all had the same restriction.
It would have been.
And they're not going to get rid of that restrictions.
No. You guys,
Even if somebody takes on the debt and buys the debt outright to pay off the current liens at a lower interest, it's still going to have the same covenants in it. And them covenants require AMC to actually have enough cash is king on hand to not only cover the debt value, but also have enough above and beyond that to not get into the covenant debt value on hand through the cash divestiture.
So in other words, you need at least 55 to 60% of that covenant already in your hands. Just this way is a security precaution, especially if something happened, some meteorite struck a rainbow and all of a sudden army of leprechauns came out.
Now this is where the fundamentals come in, because if the fundamentals achieve a certain cash flow and EBITDA and operational net,
that's
right,
different
that constitutes
story.
Another upgrade, right? The upgrade releases some of the covenant requirement on the thresholds for issuance and dividend, but we're not there yet.
No, not even.
And until you have something definitively that shows that this is where we're at, we're still in the same structure.
Yeah, we are. Absolutely. We're still in the same spot where we currently are at. And I'm going to give another shout out too, just because I really think that he is growing not just as like a personality, but also from a market standpoint, because he's not afraid to challenge. And at the same time, he wants to basically understand the now and understand what AMC is actually going through. But Johnny, I mean, kudos for you, my friend. Honestly, he went ahead. He said his statement and what he thought. I corrected a little portion of it. He was right off of 85% of it. But there's a couple of things that were wrong. But instead of just picking one side, he basically said, I understood that by having a squeeze mechanically to have the strength behind it, you need to have that fundamental side growing as you're squeezing throughout. Because if it's growing during a squeeze, oh boy, watch out. You're going to have fun. That's the momentum. The start is just the initial explosion. What keeps you going is the actual fundamental basis, because it's showing that you are strong in that area. But you still need the market mechanical side to get it to start.
Thinking about correcting your narrative, what do you think of Motley Fool's new article adding AMC as a stock under 10 worthy of investing?
I think it's hilarious.
Like people are crediting them for, flipping their script and correcting their wrong, but they never actually admitted to being wrong.
They have admitted to shit. Here's the other thing, too, that I also find interesting about that specific topic, though, Matt, is that they're making that determination based upon the actual ownership of the company. And how that is basically, we know it's bullshit, but it's the way that it structures and the way that it's shown through the institutional buys and everything else. They're trying to make it look like it's even, and it's not.
Right, because we hold street name naked because we were left naked while they issued all the certificates to the institutions.
Correct.
At the DTCC. So that's what's flipping the ownership, not the actual.
No, but
that's not based on the actual total diluted, rehypothecated cells that are out there.
Not even close.
And they're not gonna tell, Susquehanna or Goldman Sachs or any of these banks, I'm sorry, we can't fill your order for that.
Well, excuse me there, Goldman.
That's the market price. What do you mean you can't fill it?
I'm not allowed. Just can't. Sorry.
Yes, price.
I'm just sorry. I can't. You know what? I'm feeling too posh today. I can't give you your demands. I mean, that doesn't happen. They're going to give them first right.
You want to buy 25 million shares? Well, the price is going to have to go up by like 35% to acquire that.
Oh, of course, and to facilitate it.
No, they're not going to fucking tell them that. They're going to be like, that banker whistleblower said.
Hold on.
What do? You honor the order.
Yes.
We'll fix it on the back end. Just honor the order. Hit that F button.
Wait, you mean I get to get paid for something that there's nothing out there for and that I don't have to answer for, and because of certain things that are happening, which I'll go over here soon, I don't have to worry about it? Oh, great. Perfect. I'll take that money.
Ching ching commission.
Oh, yeah. And it's, you know what? And it's nonstop. And it just kind of keeps on going. And that's the gravy train of this entire ordeal. It's sickening because it's all based upon greed. All of it. But the one thing that drives me nuts is that, and especially after doing this reconstruction and going over all these different indexes and all of the venues that this was associated with all the different pricing metrics, everything that I went through on that, I can tell you right now that if anybody is talking about, oh my God, it was naked shorting, and yeah, it was this. Okay, explain what? Please. Because none of this is all naked shorting. None of this is all, fails to deliver. It's actually not even fails to deliver. It's not even close, because fails can happen per SEC guidelines in a numerous of different ways, depending on settlement.
But that's where the total return swaps come in, because you can do a perpetual wash of total return swap short value or position volume against long value position.
Correct.
And it becomes a zero washout. So you have the actual float, and then you have the zero wash of longs and shorts and total return swaps that are off reporting line.
And then on top of that, just add what happens with the tape every single day. You have shit that's marked long. You have shit that's marked short. You have mismarkings. You have spoofing. You have price pinning. You have false buys, false sells. You have a bid and ask that's too far of a spread. You have all these different components And the only thing that
You have a 42,000 block order going in one fucking trade at 6:33 in the after hours.
yeah, I mean, and the best thing that you can come up with is naked shorting. I can show you 1,000 different examples of how it is way, way more than that. And I will tonight, because you're going to see all of it. This is the aftermath of the reconstruction and how I basically said, you know what? This is so crucial. I want to match this with APE. APE was a really, really big eye-opener. Not just because of the issuance or because of the reverse split and all that stuff. It had to pertain to the actual court case itself and how fast everything happened. Listen, court doesn't happen that fast. You don't have a 41-day turn time and be able to get depositions, get all the attorneys lined up, all the special, the specialized evidence, everything that's actually examined. You don't have your specialties that are ready to testify as well in that fast of a time. And it's very interesting of what the possibilities could be. Was this influenced? Was this initiated off site, not named? It gets interesting. But I wanted to go ahead and I've been working on this track for a while now. It has had 4 different iterations of it, and I finally found the groove of what I wanted to do. So now you're going to check out the speed, but I bring to you all the chaos of my cage.
Clock chin up, keep it professional. That was the uniform they handed me. Nobody asked what the armor cost. Tonight I send the invoice. I carried 3 jobs under 1 clean title. Held every fire while they graded my survival. I learned to speak calm when the room got reckless. Signed my name straight while my hands felt restless. Depression had the cold, anxiety had actually grief. Sat in the office like an unpaid balance. Betrayal war smelling, called itself loyalty. I watched good intentions get traded for authority. Every promise arrived with a hidden condition. Every favor came back as a forced obligation. So I locked down the rage and completed the mission. Made a fortress from routine and called it ambition. They sort of finished word, never counted the calls. Never heard the names, I still speak when I'm lost. I did not beat the darkness by pretending it left. I learned to carry truth without surrendering breath. The chaos in my cage make the whole floor shake. Every lock jaw opens when the subwoofer's away. I kept the roof standing while the foundation split. Turned the pressure in my chest to a weaponized kid. Security counters when the world became strange, but a shadow learned my wisdom from behind every change. This is not a breakdown, this is power rearranged. Every bar bends outward when I step through the frame. I will come like the best through the worst to the weather. Kept the facts in the file, kept my people together. Took the blame for the failures they buried in meetings. Then they praised my control while exploiting my weakness. No camera caught the nights when the scene closed in. No apartment the mornings I started again. I answered every call while my own when ignored. Built the key from the pieces they left on the floor. They mistook my restraint for permission to use me. Call my silence agreement, then acted confused. But the voice in the glass kept sharpening his grin. Said you built 30 walls, now let something break in. I knew every mark by the lesson it carried. Knew the rage stayed alive, though his face remained buried. I stopped asking the lock for a merciful exit in the cage. I became myself. I know that voice, it has always been mine. Not madness, not weakness, a warning by design. He took every word that I swallowed for peace. He kept every promise I made in defeat. I built him a spine, he sharpened the nerve. Same scar, same blood, same truth underneath. Enough with the lie, enough with the excuse. Open that motherfucking cage, let the real one through. Let the real one through. You call me the problem, my king is protection. The nerve in his chest and the heart redirection. Security is reason. Joker ape is the scream. He follows the paper, I rupture the scheme. I do not beg for room, I'll ride with the bass. Put a southern size quake in the south side cadence. Ape strong 10 toes, I do not lay down weight. I make pressure kiss the floor when I step through the gate. Every lie that they sold gets returned to the sender. Every mark from the switch, every loss built the engine. I am not here to hide with the polished face. New, I am here because surviving requires something new. Same man, different register, nothing counterfeit. James built the discipline, I put fire
professional, contain not a truth as a pulse, and it rattles the front. Now the cage is a kingdom with the lock on the ground. Every wall they constructed amplifies my sound. My cage, my rules, my space, my time. The reason and rage finally stand alive. Security James put the truth in the light. Joker A brought the nerd that could finish the fight. No mask on the name, no apology left. Built the throne from the pressure that sat on my chest. The cage did not hold me. The cage had to mold me. The dark did not own me. That motherfucker showed me. Ha! Ha!
Yeah, motherfucker. That's what I got talking about. Fucking bass just fucking was hitting like it was bricks. Fucking so happy about that one. That took a while, especially for that beat drop right in the middle, right after that bridge. Oh, boom. And it hit on time too, which I was very, very, very happy about. What I'm actually even more happy about is that what you guys are actually going to watch next, because what is going to transpire afterwards is going to be Dumb Dumb of the Week, because I have to do one. I just have to, because I got some things I got to get off my chest. Matt, I hope you have a Dumb Dumb. But
I actually don't. I've been doing more research outside of Twitter than being on Twitter.
Yeah, you still got to get a Dum Dum. That's fine. I'll do the Dum Dum tonight. You better have a good one next time, though. But I went different with the hecklers this week, and I really, when you're growing up, you always have that like one show that like your family will sit down and watch. Like one of mine were The Simpsons. Like my parents would make us watch that show. I mean, nonstop. My dad had every single episode recorded on VHS from the Tracy Ullman show all the way until like 2003. That's how much he loved that show. And so another one was Home Improvement. More power. And that's what I bring to you tonight. Joker Ape Improvements, starring the hecklers. Hope you all enjoy.
Got it over little problem. Can make it 10 feet tall. More power, more buttons, more screens across the wall. Matt says this is stupid. Chaotic hits the switch. The siren starts screaming and everything goes to shit. More bass, more horsepower. Common sense is missing. The heckler's proudly present. Joker Apes improvement. Clocking chin up, keep it professional. That was the uniform they handed me. Nobody asked what the armor cost tonight.
I send the invoice.
I think I figured out the biggest problem with AMC Twitter.
Only one?
Fair point. Oh, God. Clear the fucking floor!
What? God.
Whenever he says that, something bad follows. Look what I built! 5 years, 6 fucking websites, and retail still can't find shit!
Hey, Joker Ape, what the hell is
The
this?
Retail Fuckery Finder 9000. 900 horsepower, 4 subwoofers, and enough RAM to open the SEC website before retirement. Hey, Joker Ape, you've got 17 monitors. 18. That's the short interest monitor. Why is it so fucking small? Because apparently that's how much information we're allowed to see.
What the hell is that?
The NatchyX Research Terminal. It turns unsupported opinions into due diligence.
What does that thing do?
Dark pool detector. Wall Street hides radar.
Radar.
Dark pool hides the trades.
47%? We already fucking knew that.
Yeah, but now we know with radar. What happens when it detects an FTD?
Let's test it.
Turn it off! I can't! It found June! What do you feed it?
A Wall Street analyst report.
A Wall Street analyst report.
That page is blank.
Exactly. Nothing.
What did you put in there?
Nothing.
Then how'd it get $2?
Exactly.
Maybe that machine is fucking broken.
Then let's check the fundamentals.
Revenue up, attendance up, but the price falls? How the fuck does that work?
That screen uses company numbers. This one uses Wall Street.
The SEC complaint button.
Does this thing have a shredder?
Underneath.
Hey! An alarm's going off!
Oh no.
What does it mean?
Natchy started a space call. 3 fucking hours? Nobody asked for a source. It only makes it longer.
Hey, Joker Ape, why the fuck does a trading desk need a supercharged V8?
900 horsepower. Barely enough to load one SEC filing. Ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate sound system for our machine.
Why does a trading desk need 12 fucking subwoofers?
Because if the price won't move, the building will.
How much bass?
Enough to make a 1-cent candle feel like a margin call.
And that is the market-moving sound system.
My headset just filed for workers' compensation. What happens when the market closes?
You put a pool table inside a trading desk?
It's the only dark pool where we can actually see the balls.
Perfect ball sack formation forming into a forward woody technical indictor.
Matt, that's a fucking pool rack.
Where the fuck did the cue ball go?
Off exchange.
Of course it fucking did.
Okay, Joker Ape, you thought of everything. But what if you gotta go number 2?
I'm glad you asked. Introducing the Lazy Bowl 7.2 Side Point 6.2, the AMC Red Leather Edition. It reclines while you release, plush while you flush.
Why 7262?
Because even the toilet remembers the high. Perfect double bottom formation, forming into a forward bullish technical indicator. Now that's personal liquidity.
Who's running off? I'm going out this time.
Now that's personal. A big turd ape liquidity.
Yeah. How'd you like the 72.62 AMC plush while you flush reclining seat? The Lazy Bowl. Matt, come on. You got to give me credit on that one.
I was laughing my ass off.
Okay.
It's funny that you used the ball sack indicator.
You like that one? As soon as I saw it, I'm like, perfect.
Yeah. I fucking took a screenshot of that and sent it to him in DMs, and he turned it into his heckler video. And I love it. I was fucking dying over here.
Oh, that was awesome. What'd you think about the 3-hour Nachi alarm for a space call? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to. I had to. I'll explain my position later, but yeah, I had to. It just happened. Yeah, I needed fillers, and it was honestly, it was the best idea I could possibly come up with at that time. Just because a lot of things that were said in posts that were just, I can't make justification of at all, especially the one with the from India, where they were going to go ahead and invest $20 billion for AMC frozen food section in all grocery stores in America. What? That's 3 different claims. Merged into one and then called breaking news at the top. It doesn't work that way. Hence, why my dum-dum of the week just happens to be Nachi. Nachi, here's your dum-dum of the week.
Slide. Dum-dum walks in with a paper crown. DDW written crooked hanging half down. Shirt says, I'm a dumbass shield on X. Whole crowd laughs like, yeah, that checks. He flexes hard like he cracked the case with 0 facts and a stupid ass face. Joker Ape grins, lights turn red. This poor clown already looks dead. Hey, dum-dum the week, take a bow. You were wrong back then, you're loud right now. Dum-dum on the week, yeah, the crowd fits tight. Paper king of the bullshit fight. Whoa! Dum-dum of the week. Whoa! Dum-dum of the week. Woo! There's a genius sign flashing over your head, but your brain checked out and went back to bed. Posting hot garbage, acting elite, still tripping over your own damn feet. 1 week mergers, next week shares, then hedge funds hiding under chairs, then back to mergers, same damn right. Goalposts moving side to side. No filing, no proof, no paper trail. Just trust me, bro, in a clown suit sale. Calling it research, acting complete while facts tap out in the front row seat. Hey, dum-dum of the week, loud mouth, no breaks. Every hot take comes with brand new mistakes. Dum-dum of the week, yeah, you stole the crown. King of bad takes, never backing down. Whoa! Dum-dum of the week. Woo! Then came the decimal prophecy play, like he cracked the market crime today. 2.6987 on screen, and somehow 5 was what he sees. 6 is first, 9 is 2, 8 is third, 7's 4-2. That 5th decimal never came around. It saw that post and fucked right off town. This ain't secret Wall Street code. This ain't some hidden broker load. This is counting, plain and clean. 4 damn numbers on the screen. Loud and weak. Dumbest take we heard all week. What the fuck? Who let this clown get stuck? Turn and speak. Dum-dum of the week. Caps lock stuck. Facts all missed. Typing bullshit with a broken wrist. Source was trust me. Proof was thin. Still walked around like you gotta win. Quinn says, count the damn line clean. Matt screams, dumbest shit I've seen. Joker 8 laughs, the cage door slam. Dum-dum freezes like, oh damn. This ain't locates, this ain't lands. This ain't where the paper trail ends. This ain't custody swaps or fails. This is counting with training rails. Hey, these got real smoke to chase. Real records, real names, real paper trace. Settlement failures, lending chains. Custody books and missing names. That is where the fight should be, not screenshot clownery on the feed. Bring the proof, bring it clean, not panic math on a busted screen. Hey, dum-dum the week, headline disgrace. Every bad opinion's blast on your face. Dum-dum of the week, yeah, you own that throne. Built it out of bullshit, sit there alone. Dum-dum of the week, let the whole case speak. You're the loudest dumbass of the week. If your smoking gun can't count to 4, throw that shit in the cloud evidence drawer. Oh, dum-dum of the week. Oh, dum-dum of the week. Dum-dum. Crown him up, we're done. Dum-dum of the week. Dum-dum of the week.
Nachi, I love you, bud, but tonight you are the dum-dum of the week. Charge is financial word salad with a side order of magical buybacks. Nachi begins by claiming AMC averaged approximately 38.5% on exchange activity for 6 straight years. He provides no data set, no exact dates, no calculation method, and no peer comparison. The numbers may be plausible, but his interpretation is dead wrong. Off-exchange executions are not missing from the consolidated tape. FINRA requires listed stock transactions execute through dark pools, wholesalers, internalizers, and other OTC venues to be reported and published on that tape. What the public does not receive is the complete participant identity, the order life cycle, the cancellation history, the beneficial owner, the locate information. That is the real transparency problem. Then he says, no other stock is even close. Unfortunately, the website he appears to be using currently shows AMC averaging about 63.52% off exchange over 30 days. SoFi is higher at 67.36%. GME is at 55.96%. FINRA says more than half of the total NMS transaction reporting volume occurs OTC on most trading days. AMC is worth investigating. AMC is not the only stock traded off exchange. He also hashtags end dark pool abuse. While using total off exchange volume, those are not interchangeable. Off exchange includes dark pools, but it also includes wholesaler internalization and other OTC executions. The SEC found that approximately 80% of GME's off-exchange trading during the January 21 was internalized, not executed through ATS, dark pools. If Nachi cannot separate an ATS from a non-ATS activity, he cannot label the entire number dark pool abuse. Then Nachi blames the New York Stock Exchange president, Lynn Martin, as if she personally controls every broker, wholesaler, ATS, and dark pool in America. New York Stock Exchange controls its own markets and enforces its own rules against its members. It does not stand at the gates of Citadel, Virtu, every retail broker, and every FINRA reporting facility deciding where each AMC order goes. Now we arrived at Nachi's master solution: share buybacks. He claims traditional credit agreements do not use patents to restrict buybacks. Congratulations, Nachi. Patents do not restrict buybacks because patents are intellectual property. Lenders use restricted payment covenants. AMC's actual amended credit agreement contains section 6.08 titled Restricted Payments. It says AMC and its subsidiaries may not make restricted payments except through specialties, listed exceptions. In its general edition, restricts payments, or payment basket is capable of $2 million in aggregate. So while Nachi was screaming that traditional credit agreements do not restrict buybacks, AMC's traditional credit agreement was publicly on the SEC filing page restricting buybacks. So he says AMC only needs to increase the cash basket. The basket is contractual. It does not magically expand because AMC sells more popcorn. It materially larger repurchase would require compliance with every applicable debt agreement, sufficient legality, available credit, board approval, liquidity, and potentially lender consent or amended covenants. AMC did refinance one Odeon debt tranche. That part is true. But AMC still reported approximately $3.914 billion in principal corporate borrowings. More than $903 million of its 2029 notes were bearing 15% interest at June 30th. That is not a company that moved every obligation into a friendly neighborhood checking account. A buyback also does not reveal hidden positions, identify market participants, prevent eternalization, shut down dark pools, or automatically make short sellers close. It is a corporate capital allocation decision, not a substitute for CAT records, blue sheet enforcement, or market structure reform. Then he declares AMC can easily print $700 million this quarter. 700 million of what? Revenue? Operating cash? Free cash flow? EBITDA? Ending cash? If you cannot identify the financial statement line, you did not make a forecast. You made a sound effect. This is what it sounds like. AMC's filing implies approximately $235 million of operating cash generated during its record second quarter, before approximately $45 million of capital expenditures. Its first half cash balance was also materially strengthened by $334.6 million raised through equity issuance. That is real progress, but is not magically printing $700 million of spare buyback money. Finally, he tells shareholders to buy a movie ticket whether they attend or not. AMC reported film exhibition cost equal to 51% of admissions revenue, while food and beverage costs were only 18.7% of concession revenue. If you genuinely want to support AMC, go enjoy the movie and buy some popcorn. Do not purchase an empty seat and deliberately skip the higher margin part of the business. And that Wall Street Journal cult story, it was a playful lifestyle article about enthusiastic AMC A-list subscribers. It did not declare AMC shareholders a financial cult. Nachi found one correct sentence: fundamentals matter. Then he buried it beneath a unsupported 6-year superlative, a misunderstanding of the consolidated tape, a false dark pool equivalence, and an attack against the wrong regulator, a credit agreement claims disproved by Section 6.08, an undefined $700 million forecast, and a business strategy involving customers paying AMC and refusing to enter the building. The ruling is guilty for turning one potentially real statistic and getting you in the win column. So 1 for 47. Instead, you're 0 for 48. Into 12 paragraphs of financial Mad Libs. Nachi is once again my dum-dum of the week. Wow. I'm going to explain more about this because honestly, I know that there's a bunch of you out there that are asking the same question. Why do I always go after him? And I could tell you it right off the bat. And I'm going to do that right now, just so you guys understand why I do it. When I worked at Citibank, I can tell you right now, if I saw his posts and he was getting wrong every single time, and I had a count that was 0 for 47, 0 for 51, I would tell my associates right there, you are going to go ahead and bet everything against whatever he says to do. That's exactly what I would do. Because I would assume right off the bat from reading nonsense like this that that's an easy win for me. I know his followers don't understand anything of what he's interpreting, or else they would correct him. And if he is still posting this, it just makes us look bad. And for the people that actually put in the time, the effort, the understanding that, listen, there may be a lot of people that are growing in this play. There may be a lot of people that were just introduced to the stock market. And maybe there's a bunch of people that are still learning as they go. And I'm here for that ride with all of you. I'm here for that entire ride. I would not change anything that has happened over the last 6 years. You guys are awesome, all individually, but you as a group, even more so, because you grow and you show it every day. And especially from what Matt and I have been talking about, and you guys pick up on it and you're starting to grow. You're using it in your own conversations on Twitter and going up against people that were shills before, or that maybe were shills or maybe they weren't, but somebody that's trying to go against your investment, and you're able to put them in their own place because you understand what is going on based upon the actual mechanics that you've learned just by watching us asking questions and understanding your play. Congratulations to you. Keep on challenging. Anybody, and I please challenge me. I bring it on every single time. I will sit there and I will go to bat for any one of you. No matter what. Because I want you to understand the right things. I want you to understand the reason behind the why. And if you can grow off of that and you become an intelligent investor, listen, an intelligent investor is the best investor because I don't have to worry about you entering a trade or exiting a trade. You see the signals. You understand how to map a stock. You understand where the ebbs and flows are, how it's going to be traded, what is going to happen on particular days. You can point that out. And you just made my job a lot easier. And you know what else? You also made me feel a lot more important because I could actually teach you what is right. So for that, I thank you. I don't want this to be what we've accomplished so far to be going ahead and crumbled up and thrown into a garbage can because of one person who doesn't want to do the research and just comes up with random ass shit out of his ass. It is not fair to you. And I will continue to go after him the way I've been doing it until he decides to actually do the right thing and teach you the right way. That's why I do what I do. So you all understand that. Now, without further ado, the reason why you all came. Let's learn. Because this is eye-opening. And why you guys are here. Specifically, AMC APE and the court case. The 41-day settlement and the missing ledger. Tonight, I am not asking the audience to reverse a Delaware court judgment from a microphone. I am asking who generated, authorized, negotiated, economically benefited from the 23 AMC common stockholder litigation, and what happened to the AMC and APE positions, stock loans, votes, settlement shares, and conversion entitlements across the accounts that helped produce the case. Myself, James Allen, and the AMC APE cage accuse Citadel Securities and BNY Mellon of being materially connected to the economic and market infrastructure surrounding the ACERS-led AMC litigation and APE conversion. The allegation to test is whether BNY Mellon custody and securities lending system potentially involving a Citadel borrower or executing broker shaped ACERS AMC position or economic incentives, and whether either entity communicated with, influenced, financed, executed for, or benefited from the litigation and settlement process. The public record justifies the investigation. It does not establish that Citadel or BNY Mellon created, directed, or secretly controlled the lawsuit. A stock loan or execution link would establish a financial connection to ACERS account. It would not prove litigation orchestration without a separate communication, instruction, payment, referral, or shared benefit record. The court denied that motion on April 3rd or April 5th. The public pattern is unusual enough to demand exact records. ACERS and Anthony Franchi filed on February 20th, 2023. The cases were consolidated on March 2nd. AMC's special meeting occurred on March 14th. Mediation began approximately 2 weeks later, and then the parties executed a binding term sheet on April 2nd, about 41 days after the filing and 19 days after the vote. The next day, plaintiffs filed an unopposed motion to lift the status quo order before notice and final approval. The court denied that motion on April 5th. The court later described the settlement as early stages, no deposition, and no preliminary injunction briefs had been filed. The court did not find collusion. It certified the class, found notice adequate, held and revised a settlement reasonable, found the fiduciary duty claim had merit, but a beneficial remedy was difficult. How? Found the statutory claim lacked merit? Well, why was the other stuff approved? And awarded counsel 12% for the settlement consideration plus $5,000 incentive award to each named plaintiff from the fee award? Odd. Why would that happen? The Delaware Supreme Court affirmed, and the United States Supreme Court denied review. Any allegation or orchestration has to acknowledge those holdings. The strongest unexplained financial clue is not the litigation relationship by itself. It is the near exact match between ACERS 62.51599% reduction in AMC shares and CIM investment management of 62.52301% aggregate AMC reduction between the first and the second quarter of 21. That match strongly supports a pro rata managed account allocation rather than an isolated ACERS decision. CIM's Rule 204-2 order memorandum and BNY's transaction detail should identify the parent order, placing persons, account, and executing broker. The current answers are disciplined. The settlement was rapid and early stage. Revised settlement was approved and affirmed. ACERS AMC reduction almost exactly matched CIM's investment management broker reduction. BNY Mellon sat at the custody and lending chain, but an AMC specific loan has not been shown publicly. Citadel has not yet been established as ACERS broker or borrower. No public record presently proves that Citadel or BNY Mellon originated or controlled the litigation. That is not the end of the accusation. It's the beginning of the exact record demand. Section 1 examines the 41-day chronology. Section 2 states the court what the court actually found and measures the settlement functional outcome. Section 3 follows ACERS shares into the almost exact CIM allocation match. Section 4 joins the financial chain to the separate communication chain and publishes the evidence that could strengthen or destroy the theory. The first door is the timeline. Because 41 days is not proof of collusion, but it is more than enough reason to identify who opened the file, authorized the claim, negotiated the terms, and proposed implementation before notice and final approval. Apparently, 41 days was plenty of time for a blinding term sheet, but not enough time for depositions. Huh? I thought you always have depositions before, a major court case. Just to pry and say, how you doing? What's going on here? Like, did you do this? Yes, no answers, please. The report separates two related but distinct questions. First, who generated, authorized, negotiated, and economically benefited from the 2023 AMC common stockholder litigation and settlement. Second, what happened to AMC and APE positions? Custody entitlements, stock loans, votes, settlement shares, conversion shares, and related market exposure across the relevant accounts. A custody or stock loan link cannot by itself prove litigation orchestration, a litigation referral, or a repeat counsel relationship. Cannot by itself prove a market or lending scheme. The allegation becomes concrete only if the financial records and the communication records join. Visual 1 fixes the compressed process, 41 days from the filing, and term sheet 19 days from the vote to agreement, and the next day motion seeking to lift the status quo. So from filing to term sheet, 41 days. The agreement arrived 19 days after the vote and before depositions or preliminary injunction briefs. The 41-day filed term sheet on February 20th, 41 days would be April 2nd. 19 days vote to term sheet. So on March 14th to April 2nd. The next day, lift status quo motion. Filed April 3rd, denied April 5th. So we have a filed on the 20th, we have a file on the 14th of March, and we have a term sheet on April 2nd. We have a denied motion on the 3rd. Early stage settlement court description is the only thing that you will find on this. This is what it's categorized under, which is another interesting thing because this doesn't show up on a lot of proceedings. Visual 1 establishes speed and early stage, not conclusion. The court noted that the agreement preceded depositions and preliminary injunction briefings, making origin, authority, negotiation, valuation records legitimate subjects of the investigation. The sequence begins on August 22nd, 2022, when ACERS received 879 APE units, corresponding to the 879 AMC shares it retained after the 21 sale. AMC announced that Antara's transactions on December 22nd, ACERS and the Franchi or Munoz actions were filed on February 20th of 2023. The court consolidated the cases and appointed lead counsel on March 2nd. AMC held a special meeting on March 14th. Mediation began roughly 2 weeks later. The parties executed a blinding settlement term sheet on April 2nd, approximately 41 days after filing and 19 days after the vote. On April 3rd, the plaintiff filed a unopposed motion to lift the status quo order before the notice and final approval. The court denied that request on April 5th. The settlement stipulation followed on April 27th. On July 21st, the court declined the initial settlement because the release was unsound or overbroad as to APE claims. The parties removed the offending provision and resubmitted the next day. The court approved the revised settlement on August 11th. The reverse split APE conversion, the settlement share issuance, followed from August 24th through 28th. The Delaware Supreme Court affirmed on May 22nd, 2024, and the United States Supreme Court denied review on October 7th of 24. So Visual 2 places ACERS APE interest, the Antara announcement, the filing vote, term sheet, rejected release, revised approval, conversion, and appellate review on one timeline. So here's the APE court timeline you can see from start to finish. So here's August 22nd of 22, 879 APE units. December 22nd, Antara transaction announced. February 20th, action filed. March 14th, special meeting vote. April 2nd, blinding term sheet. July 21st, 22nd, release rejected, then recut. Then revised settlement approved on August 11th. August 24th and 28th, split, conversion, settlement shares. On the 22nd of May, 24, Delaware Supreme Court affirmed. And then October 7th of 24, the U.S. Supreme Court denied review. This is ludicrous speed. This is the part in Spaceballs where you got it. We went plaid. That's where this is from a court perspective, because this is stupid fast. And there's nobody dying. There's nobody that's going to be up for the electric chair. There's nobody this was extremely fast. And considering in civil court, this doesn't happen that fast. It just doesn't. It's way too unique, is the correct word. Visual 2 prevents the investigation from treating the April term sheet as the entire story. The sequence began with a fixed APE entitlement, passed through a rapidly negotiated settlement, and ended only after the capital structure changes and appellate review were complete. The first number is 41 days, February 20th to April 2nd. The second is 19 days, March 14th to the term sheet. The third is the next day, April 3rd, when an unopposed motion asked the court to lift the status quo before notice and final approval. The court denied that request on April 5th. Speed does not prove collusion. It does not make origin, authority, negotiation, valuation, red lines, economic alignment important. The court itself called this an early stage settlement and noted that no depositions or preliminary injunction brief preceded it. That chronology gives us two responsibilities: investigate the compressed process and tell the audience that the revised settlement survived judicial and appellate review. The case may deserve exact scrutiny without pretending the court already found secret orchestration. The calendar has established the sequence and the exact window for production. What it cannot do is decide whether speed resulted from efficient bargaining. A counsel, so where is it? Appellate review, the case deserves a scrutiny. Okay, that. The calendar was established in sequence in the exact window for production. What it cannot do is decide whether the speed resulted from efficient bargaining, a counsel-driven institutional plaintiff process, or undisclosed coordination. The next section states what the court actually decided. And don't worry, apparently the settlement was reasonable. The release was not, and the capital structure changed anyway. The court found the revised settlement reasonable. It found class certification appropriate and notice adequate. It found the fiduciary duty claim had merit through a beneficial equity remedy. Was difficult. It found that Section 242 statutory claim has no merit. It approves a fee worth 12% or consideration and $5,000 incentive award. The court did not find collusion, Citadel involvement, BNY Mellon control, secret litigation financing, a market manipulation scheme, or that the lawsuit was manufactured. That's, there was nothing that said anything. Like, this was like honestly one of the blankest and just where's like the meat? Where's the info? Like it was all like redacted. So this does not mean that those unlitigated questions were affirmatively disproved. It means we cannot cite the court as having found them. Visual 3 separates the court's actual holdings from the allegation. The court did not make. The revised settlement was approved, the class was certified, and the court found no collusion, Citadel involvement, or BNY control. This is going to be a quick one just because you guys pretty much get the gist of it. Here, this is what the court found. This is what it did not find. Pretty cut and dry there on that statement right there. So I continue. Visual 3 does not transform an issue the court did not adjudicate into an affirmative finding. That's the issue, that the issue was impossible. It requires this show to acknowledge the approved settlement while refusing to misquote the court as having decided a hidden Citadel or BNY record question that was not before it. At the same time, the court called the settlement early stages. Requested counsel description that it's settled on the eye of the preliminary injunction hearing. Like, they haven't even talked. They denied immediate status quo request and initially rejected the settlement because the release was unsound or overbroad as to the APE claims. No one understood APE. So, of course, there's going to be claims. But you got nothing. This looks like, oh man, you saw the nachos at this joint. I mean, they were literally a foot and a half tall, melted cheese everywhere. You're just like, you're drooling at the table. Guess what? It has none of that stuff on the picture. That's what they told you to accept. Trust us. We know what we're doing. And if you ask us for it, we're just going to yell at you. So you feel bad and you just give up. The settlement issued 6,897,018 AMC shares on August 28th of 2023. AMC recorded their first final value at approximately $99.3 million. An APE conversion issued 99,540,642 common shares on August 25th. So the court fee award was 12% and the settlement considerations. Visual 4, that measures the documented fun or functional outcome. 6,897,018 settlement shares, approximately 99.3 million in final recorded share value, 99,540,642 APE conversion shares, and a 12% fee award. Hence why all this was backed in and front loaded up front. So the settlement changed AMC's capital structure strictly because of this. So the composition, the conversion, the fee figures are documented. Motive is a separate question. As you can see, here's the same amount of settlement shares. Here's your final share value. Here's the APE conversion shares. Here's the 12% court fee. The functional outcome, reverse split, APE conversion, settlement shares, new capital capacity. That's what it is. Visual 4 proves what the settlement changed. The reverse split, the APE conversion, and settlement share issuance altered AMC's capital structure and created a new capital capacity. Those outcomes are documented. Pre-arrangement or secret. Influence is not. Functionally, the sequence was reversed, split, APE conversion, settlement shares, and new capital capacity. The common stock class received compensation in shares, while the conversion was path moved forward. So that alignment is documented. The pre-arrangement is not. To test pre-arrangement, we need mediation submissions, the term sheet drafts, the red lines, the metadata valuations, offers, counter offers, a measurement file. Am I missing anything? No, that's everything right there. So you need all that stuff just to give you guys an answer as to what happened. There you have that shit so hidden. That'd be at the bottom of, in a vault, in an alligator. The alligator ate it. It's in its stomach. Then here comes a shark that can just swim on dry land, eat the alligator, and then that alligator gets eaten by a killer whale. And the shark, all in one bite. It's almost like a one, a two, a three, a three. That's what it was. So ACERS had an established relationship with Bernstein Lovitz in another matter before the AMC filing, and separately pursued planter litigation, or pursued planter litigation. Repeat counsel is normal for institution plaintiffs. It also makes arrangements their formal, right? Their formal evaluations, counterfeits, or counter offers, insure files, and the communication behind the April 3rd motion. ACERS had the established relationship with the Bernstein Lovitz. Okay, repeat counsel is normal for institutional plaintiffs. It also makes arrangements, referrals, monitoring, solicitation, authorization, conflict, and fee sharing records relevant. The relationship is a reason to ask for the files, not proof of Citadel or BNY Mellon direction yet. The court records establish approval, boundaries, and economic outcome. It also identifies the exact negotiation material needed to test the pre-arrangement, mediation, submission, term sheet drafts, red lines, metadata, valuation files, offers, counter offers, insurer records, and the communication behind April 3rd's motion. The next section opens the account trail. So apparently ACERS and CIM sold almost the exact same percentage just by pure coincidence. You know, just that small little thing called coinky dink. Before the sale, ACERS held 2,345 AMC shares. It sold 1,173 shares just on May 22nd of 22. ACERS received 879 APE units corresponding to that retained record. Our retained position. Those trades are microscopic compared with AMC's total market volume. They cannot explain the June 2nd event. Their value is different. They fix an account dates, quantities, settlement dates, a manager, and a custodian. CIM order memorandum can name the parent order and the broker. BNY Mellon's transaction and lending ledger can name the borrower, recall, return, collateral, fee, and settlement path. Visual 5 follows ACERS 2,345 starting AMC shares through the May 27th, June 2nd, the 879 retained shares and the matching 879 APE units received on August 22nd of 22. 222-2222. So this is ACERS AMC position, the account specified trail. So 2,345 starting AMC shares. They sold at $21.77 and 293 shares at $40.98. 879 total shares, so 37.484 of starting position. Why it matters is that CIM's order memorandum can name the parent order and broker. BNY Mellon ledger can name any borrower, recall, return, and settlement. So interesting. So crime-filled. Visual 5 does not claim that the small accounted accused AMC market event. It fixes the account, the quantities, the dates, the manager conclusion required to obtain the Rule 204-2 parent order, executing broker field, and BNY Mellon's lending and settlement records. ACERS sold 62.51599% of its starting AMC position. CIM's aggregate Form 13F positions fell from 20,642 shares in the first quarter to 7,736 shares right there. It's getting interesting. So a 62.52301% reduction. The gap is about 0.00702 percentage points. In other words, basis points. So ACERS represented about 11.36% of CIM's aggregate AMC position. And that was in the first quarter, and 11.36246% in the second. That difference is about 11.36246 in this first quarter and presents in the second. The difference is about 0.2128 basis points. Nothing, minuscule. In an account share, a near identity strongly supports a pro rata allocation from a broader CIM model or parent order. Visual 6 places ACERS 62.51 599% AMC reduction beside CIM's 62.52301% aggregate reduction and isolates the difference of 0.00702 percentage point gaps. As you can see, nothing. The glove does not fit. This is like the Mad TV version where the glove fits perfectly the first time. And then they go, as you can see, the glove does not fit. And they had to put like a baby coat over it. This is the exact same thing. I mean, those are damn near identical. Damn near. Visual 6 strongly supports a pro rata managed account allocation rather than an isolated ACERS trading decision. The inference is precise and falsifiable. CIM's order memorandum, yeah, that was not a good one. But rather than a isolated ACERS trading decision, the inference is precise and falsifiable. CIM's order memorandum, blotter allocation file, and can identify the parent orders, placing person, account, and executing broker. The Rule 204-2 order memorandum should identify the order terms, the recommending and placing persons, the account, the date, and the bank, broker, or dealer through whom it was executed. For 21's records, preservation is time sensitive because the minimum retention horizon may reach the end of year 26 this year. So in other words, all the paperwork, everything that we're talking about, all that evidence, they could basically say, we don't have it. So neither do you. We can't refer back to it because we don't have it. That's what they'll try to do. So you understand that. Court file exhibits place BNY Mellon in the account and custody chain. A comparable BNY transaction detail exhibit contains a broker field. ACERS records also show a long-standing BNY Securities lending arrangement and 21 lending income. That proves a lending program existed. It does not prove ACERS AMC was lent. Other SEC filed BNY lending schedules list Citadel Securities in 2010 and Citadel Securities plus Citadel's clearing in July of 22. Those are different agreements and dates. They prove a BNY to Citadel pathway existed in the broader program. They do not prove that Citadel was on ACER's exact 21 approval borrower schedule or borrowed these AMC shares. But it's ultra convenient, right? The near exact percentage match is the account level doorway. It does not identify Citadel by itself. It tells us exactly which advisor and custody record can name the broker, borrower, recall, return, and settlement route. Section 4 joins the financial chain to a separate communication chain required for a litigation orchestration allegation. Apparently, BNY Mellon kept the ledger, Citadel kept the question mark, and the public got neither. The financial chain is finite. ACERS held the account. CIM managed the allocated the order. BNY held custody and transaction detail and operated the lending channel. A broker executed the sale. A borrower may or may not have held loan AMC. Citadel is the question, and control records can answer. The litigation chain is separate. Engagement and referral, ACERS authorization, pre-filing communication, mediation, term sheet, and red lines, the status quo motion, payments, data sharing, indemnity, insurance, and any coordination involving Citadel or BNY. Visual 7 maps the finite financial chain. ACERS to CIM, CIM to BNY Mellon, BNY Mellon to the undisclosed executing broker or borrower, and then the test of whether a Citadel entity appears. The transaction chain that must be joined. A BNY or Citadel connection to the account is not the same as proof of litigation control. Here's ACERS. Here's how many shares they had. Here's the order memo, the parent allegation. BNY Mellon, the custody, the trade details, the loan, the settlement. The name hidden in controlled records is the broker and borrower. And then Citadel, executing broker or approved borrower. Financial chain plus communication chain equals concrete allegation. Without both, transaction proximity cannot be converted into a lawsuit orchestration. Visual 7 also marks the boundary, and Citadel named in the broker or borrower field would establish a direct transaction or stock loan connection to ACERS account. It would not prove control of the 23 lawsuit without communications, instructions, payments, referrals, or shared strategy. The Citadel name in the broker or borrower field would create a direct transaction or stock loan connection to the lead plaintiff account. It would not by itself prove Citadel caused the 23 lawsuit. Orchestration requires the second chain: communication, instruction, payment, referral, shared strategy, or undisclosed benefit. Our accusation is that Citadel, Securities, and BNY Mellon were undisclosed participants or beneficiaries whose exact roles must be tested through these trade loans. Communication and settlement records. The current public record does not establish that either originated, directed, financed, or controlled the lawsuit. The accusation strengthens if BNY Mellon is ledgers named Citadel as AMC's borrower. If a recall or return aligns with the ACERS sales, if CIM order memo names a Citadel executing broker, if communications connect Citadel or BNY to case strategy, or a ledger reveals an unexplained entitlement imbalance. Visual 8 publishes the evidence capable of strengthening or defeating the accusation before the records are demanded. So evidence that can strengthen or destroy the theory. Strengthens the accusation. BNY ledgers names Citadel as AMC borrower. Recall return aligns with ACERS sales. CIM memos name a Citadel executing broker. Communications links Citadel BNY to case strategy. And the ledgers show unexplained entitlement imbalances. What weakens it? BNY shows no AMC loan. A non-Citadel broker borrower is identified. AMC or ACERS independently authorized the suit. Red lines show genuine arm's length bargaining, or APE proxy and settlement ledgers reconcile. I can already tell you they don't. Visual 8 gives Citadel, Securities, BNY Mellon, ACERS, CIM, and Counsel a clean route to rebuttal. A non-Citadel broker, no AMC loan, independent ACERS, authorization, genuine arm's length red lines, and fully reconciled entitlements would materially weaken the theory. A Citadel broker or borrower aligned loan activity and communication connects the entities to case, strategy would materially strengthen it. It weakens or fails if BNY Mellon shows no AMC loan, no other broker, borrowers identified. If ACERS records show independent authorization after genuine review, if red lines show arm's length bargaining, and if AMC APE proxy settlement and conversion ledgers reconcile across ACERS, BNYs, and DTC. That is what a serious accusation looks like. It gives the names, the parties, a clean route to rebuttal. It gives regulators and courts finite production lists, and it stops the argument from drifting into whatever theory cannot be disproved. So, preserve now. CIM's order, memorandum, and allocation files, BNY transaction, loan proxy, and corporate action ledgers, ACERS engagements and authorization records, full pre-filing communications, mediation and term sheet red lines. Red lines, insurers and fee files, and Citadel records matching any broker, borrower, account, delivery option, or settlement identifier returned by CIM or BNY Mellon. The public record is now exhausted for exact attribution. The next stop is not another generic data purchase. It is immediate preservation and production of the CIM parent order, BNY's trade or loan ledgers, ACERS engagement and authorized records, the mediation and term sheet trail, and any Citadel record matching the identifiers those productions returned. And with that, you get my full Joker Ape final word with a new picture and a new toilet tank. Produce the parent order, the borrower's ledger, and the communication. The records exist. Now, open the doors. Across these two shows, we have built two separate cases that lead to the same locked institutional doors. The June 2nd investigation began with reconstructed market events. We verified 103 display bid chains, a maximum of 863,079 displayed shares removed across the two targeted episodes, 0 executions inside those chains, extraordinary option activity, Citadel's documented AMC rolls, Citadel's enormous June covered order footprint, and settlement pressure that continued into July. The APE and court investigation began with a different record. It began with a 41-day path from the filing of the lawsuit to a binding term sheet. It included an attempt the following day to lift the status quo order and early stage settlement completed before depositions or preliminary injunction briefing. a court-approved share remedy, the APE conversion, and the ACERS account that almost perfectly follows CIM's investment management aggregate AMC reduction. Neither case proves everything by itself. Together, however, they identify the institutions, the account, the record systems, and documents capable of converting a suspicious public pattern into an attributable transaction. But there's another part of this fight that we need to address. They want us fighting horizontally. They want AMC investors attacking GME investors. They want squeeze investors fighting fundamental investors. They want one creator fighting another creator. They want us arguing over personalities, predictions, credit, leadership, and who said what first. Because if we're all fighting horizontally, we are not looking vertically. We are not looking at the brokers, market makers, custodians, investment advisors, clearing agencies, prime brokers, attorneys, regulators, and government officials sitting above the public information line. We are not demanding the parent orders, borrowing ledgers, customer account records, or life cycles, settlement instructions, or communications. They do not have to defeat a community that remains busy defeating itself. Now, I know that what some of you are going to ask. If I believe they want us fighting horizontally, why do I continue going directly at Nachi when he might be on our side? Well, there are several reasons. First, disagreements is not the issue. Being wrong is not even the issue either. Evidence shows that the claim was wrong. Do they correct it? Do they explain the mistake and improve their methods? Or do they double down with even more absolute nonsense? When someone has been demonstrably wrong that many times, but continues speaking with absolute certainty, eventually I have to question whether the purpose is to educate retail or to keep retail confused about how the market actually works. Most people, after being publicly disproven repeatedly, would stop, reassess, correct the record, or at least lower the level of certainty in their claims. Nachi does the opposite. He keeps escalating as though he has decided that if his theories are eventually going down, well, they're going down in flames while taking everyone who trusted them along for the ride. That behavior damages retail, whether it is intentional or not. It directs attention towards unsupported theories, teaches people to confuse speculation with evidence, and make the entire community easier to dismiss when legitimate findings are finally presented. Do I know that Nachi is deliberately here to confuse retail? No. I cannot prove his intent, and I will not present suspicion as a verdict. But would it surprise me? No, it would not. Markets are always benefited when ordinary investors misunderstand the machinery working against them. Whether Nachi is knowingly creating that confusion or simply refuses to admit when he is wrong, the effect is the same. Retail becomes less informed, legitimate evidence becomes buried beneath absolute nonsense, and the institutions above us receive more time and cover. Calling that out is not a personality war. It is accountability. Being on the same supposed team does not grant anyone immunity from evidence, corrections, or scrutiny. If you claim to speak for retail, then retail has the right to ask whether you are informing the community or confusing it. Every personal argument burns time. Every manufactured controversy, it burns time. Every rumor, block, quote post, and personality war burns the one resource we cannot replace: time. Since 21 adverse records are now approaching their minimum retention horizons. That does not mean that every record automatically disappears on the same date. Legal holds, investigations, litigations, and internal policies can require longer preservation. But it does mean we cannot sit around arguing while ordinary retention periods expire and records become eligible and for destruction. That is why I have pushed myself across the last 72 hours, including stretches with almost no sleep and only about 12 hours of sleep during one 48-hour period. I'm not saying that because sleep deprivation is something to celebrate. I am saying that it because the preservation clock does not care whether I'm tired. Once a record is lawfully destroyed under an ordinary retention policy, the answers will become that record's no longer available. Then the disappearance of evidence will be presented as proof that the evidence never existed. That is how time launders accountability. The public will be told there is no parent order, no borrower ledger, no communication, no account record, and no transaction trail. That will not necessarily be because those records never existed. It may be because nobody preserved them. While the community was distracted, they will think they won because the clock ran out. But that is exactly why the AMC APE cage exists. That is why we publish the evidence on our website. That is why we preserve the filings, court records, calculations, source documents, timelines, and corrections. That is why this work does not live only inside one social media account, one video, one live stream, or one person's computer. We have preserved the AMC evidence. We preserved the connections to GME information. We have a full dossier on MMTLP. We preserve these records because evidence must outlive the argument, the platform, the personality, the news cycle, and the institutional retention clock. They can delete a post. They can suspend an account. They can remove a public archive. They can allow a retention period to expire. What they cannot easily do is erase a record that has already been copied, documented, cross-referenced, published, and distributed to a community that understands what it contains. That is our protection. Out of everything we have documented, one thing makes me truly sick. Too much of our own government appears not to give a rat's ass about ordinary investors unless protecting us produces a political benefit. I'm not saying every public servant is corrupt. I'm saying that the behavior of a system repeatedly shows us who calls get answered, whose meetings happen, whose losses become emergencies, and whose questions are allowed to sit unanswered for years. When the 1% faces a liquidity crisis, the phones light up. When retail asks for the order trail, the borrower ledger, or identifies behind a settlement failure, suddenly everyone needs another committee, another study, another judiciary review, and another decade. Institutions receive private meetings, emergency credit, confidential regulatory discussions, manual trade corrections, negotiated settlements, and armies of lawyers. Retail receives an aggregate number and a warning not to misunderstand it. If revealing the truth does not benefit the right political donor, financial institution, party, or career, ordinary investors are effectively told they can go piss up a rope. That is not equal protection. That is not equal access. It's not one market operating under one rule book. That is an institutional power protecting institutional power. The June event and the APE litigation are not the same allegation. They involve different acts, different burdens of proof. And that's right off the bat. And they both need completely different decisive records. What connects them is the architecture capable of turning public confusion into private profit, while keeping the identities behind the transaction away from the public. Citadel belongs in both the investigation as the named investigative target, not the verdict already entered. BNY Mellon belongs in both because it sits within the custody, transaction, settlement, and securities lending infrastructure capable of proving or disproving a direct bridge. ACERS and CIM provide the account-specific doorway. CAT, electronic blue sheet, OCC, and SCC, and DTC provide the market and clearing identifiers. The communication files provide the separate evidence needed to determine whether a financial proxy became coordination or influence. Where am I? Okay. I think it's it. June event in the APE litigation. No, that's this one. If the records clear Citadel or BNY Mellon, publish them. If BNY Mellon ledger shows no AMC loan, publish it. If CIM's parent order identifiers another broker, publish it. If ACERS independently authorized the litigation after a documented review and the settlement red lines, show the genuine bargaining. Publish them. But if those records connect Citadel, controlled orders, a Citadel broker or borrower, BNY Mellon's lending or settlement infrastructure, and communicates or economic benefit related to the litigation, then this stops being a pattern and becomes attribution. I hope, I truly do, that when history finally walks through this forest of corruption, greed, distraction, and financial imprisonment, it does not see communities that destroyed themselves while the institutions escaped the back door. I hope it sees the communities that stood against the bullshit artist. I hope to see AMC, GME, MMTLP, and every group of ordinary investor who refused to accept the restricted access meant no evidence existed. I hope it sees people who preserved the documents when others wanted them forgotten. I hope it sees communities that stopped fighting horizontally, looked upward, followed the records, and finally received an opportunity to change their financial stars. We did not manufacture certainty. We rebuilt the chains. We calculated the account match. We acknowledged the court's actual holdings. We separated evidence from inference and accusations from verdicts. We identified every bridge, every break, and every locked door. Now, produce the parent order, produce the broker field, produce the borrower ledger, produce the CAT life cycle, produce the settlement record, produce the communication, clear them or connect them. But stop telling the public that evidence hidden behind institutional doors is the same thing as evidence that never existed. The records exist. The clock is running. Open the fucking doors. That is Joker Ape's final word. And honestly, that's what we need. We need those. We need that. We need the records. Because I have gotten us to, here's the vault. We're staring through the keyhole. They can't hide anywhere else. You now know what records prove what it proves. You now know what we need. And you can now feel better, at least I hope you guys do, that you now understand, here's what happened in June, all the way up to the litigation. Two completely different events, completely reconstructed, and now have actual answers. I'm not done. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep digging. I will try and find an answer because that's just who I am. I can't stop until I know. That's just what I've been programmed to do. Me personally. So, with that being said, do you know what I am going to do? I'm going to relax because I think I deserve it. I will probably open up a space tomorrow just to answer any questions about this because I hope you guys do have some. Because honestly, it's a lot of information to take in once it's dumped on your lap. So what I will do is I will go ahead. Both of these will be put on the evidence board so that you have all of it. I'm trying to, right now as we speak, it is reconciling the tape itself so that this way it can actually be put onto the evidence locker as well. So that this way, if you want to look at the tape, you can see what we did. That's the best way to describe it. Hey, Matt, you're back.
I had to go to Twitter and listen. I was getting low on battery. I was low when we started.
Oh, well, that's fine. Shit happens. That's why they made a bumper sticker. So, but yeah, it's put up or shut up time. I mean, we've played this game for far too long. It's time for them to answer some questions because what have you gotten over the last 6 years besides a big ass goose egg?
The frustrating part is too many coincidences.
I can't stand it.
Date, times, values, volumes. They all line up and we get bullshit.
And you still don't have an answer. You're holding it out there saying, I have here. It's right here. Show me the opposite side. Oh, I can't do that. Why?
And the thing is, I mean, it's pretty much the same as with the MMTLP. Basically got all this stuff they brought to the court for subpoena power to get the raw data.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been fighting them every step of the way, but the court's actually favoring the discovery of the data. It'll probably be sealed, so none of us will get to fucking see it, but at least they're fucking, you got a judge looking at the data.
Well, I mean,
and pulling the data. And MMTLP being able to see the data themselves and their lawyers to.
They're going to find exactly what I found.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're going to find. They're going to find, here's the event. It's right here. It's reconstructed. Point. Hey.
But they could, since they're isolating the parties towards the subpoenas, they'll actually get the actual party data.
Yeah, but here's what happens. It's literally, it's like you're taking a circle and you're circling one spot and it's right there. Well, you see, that doesn't mean what it says right there. FINRA puts U3 halt. There's no message that explains why. That's why I'm circling it. That's what I want to look at. That's what the tape does. It's that blatant.
Yep. And the judge basically looked at it and said, there's a there. So, yeah, you will provide the fucking information.
Yeah, correct. And if AMC gets that same treatment, here you go. It's right here. You just have to ask. You have your experts. They go ahead and do all the testifying, all that stuff. Here you go. I'll give you the data. If you need me to explain it, sure. Not a problem. Here you go. I don't mind. I just want the answer.
What drives me nuts, these companies that are all being exposed to this market shit.
Mm-hmm.
The only ones that actually, whose lawyer firms or whatever that represent the companies and their shareholders, the only time they ever do anything to go after it is after the bankruptcy through a trustee.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they don't do anything to prevent the bankruptcy before it happens. It don't make no damn sense. You're trying to fucking reconstruct something after the fact.
Do you know what's hilarious to me? And this is still one of the funniest things market wide that could ever happen. Period. Is FTX's head counsel, who was a part of the gambling fiasco for online gambling.
Yeah, and was actually proven guilty, but was only protected by what do you call that when they can't go after you after you were already tried and found innocent or whatever?
Was it
double jeopardy?
Yeah.
So the recording of him actually implementing himself and the guilt of that come out after the post-trial verdict.
It's just
so they couldn't even use it or go after him again because it constituted double jeopardy. I mean, so he's basically untouchable regardless of the post facto evidence.
That's hilarious. No, honestly, that is absolutely hysterical. It's still hilarious to me to this day.
Because by all legal terms and conditions of that kind of fraud and that kind of act,
he should be.
He wouldn't have had a license to be at FTX.
No. You think he's going to be? What do you think he's going to be? A Don Julio in the courtroom? Oh, look at my suave. He ain't doing that. He'd be lucky if he's like, I remember you. You.
And I can't help but think that these certain characters are protected for purposes
Yeah,
It just feels like these people are protected from.
Absolutely. I'll say that proudly because you know what? They absolutely are. Are they protected? They sure fucking are.
Because they pay people.
Exactly. It's a lot easier to say, hey, how about I kick you a couple hundred? Here you go. Here, you just say this, okay? Thanks. Bye. I mean, do you guys honestly believe that Marie Sarah Gelden is the only person that got arrested for 2008 because he had a couple of fucking swaps? Please. That guy probably was told, okay, you're going to serve like 2 years, 3 years in jail. We'll pay you X amount of money and your family's protected. Okay? Yeah, don't worry.
And all the other people involved kept their fucking licenses because they're protected by personal infraction versus institutional protection. So the institution can go bankrupt, but none of the fucking parties that managed on behalf of the institution ever get held liable.
No, of course not, because you know what?
So it's the investors in the institution that got Skype for personal payment within the institution actors that bankrupted the institution, go on, get another job at the next one, and do the same fucking thing. Look at Tiger Global. All the Tiger Cubs, for that matter.
Yeah, any one of them. You know what else you should watch, too, just to learn about it? Watch Fun with Dick and Jane, because it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Jane, I'm going to be indicted. Indicted, Jane, indicted. And you know what's funny? That's exactly what's going to happen to NVIDIA. Can I get a look at your statistics?
Well, Morgan Stanley actually drew out an entire map of the money loop.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
when did I...
But I mean, I think the liquidation's happening.
Oh.
And the cause and effect of that's happening. And now they need to produce the reason. But they'll never produce the reason why they allowed it to happen for 4 years.
A decade. You know why? Because they needed liquidity.
No, I'm just saying on the NVIDIA earnings scale and the build of the loop ring. Collateral equity.
How long was that when I taught all you guys that? That had to have been at least a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Oh yeah, it was. I would say late 22.
Dude, we're in 26. You're telling me I was
because they ramped up in early 22, and that's when we were like, how the fuck did they have that much earnings growth?
And I'm sitting there. You're telling me I'm 4 years faster than public news right now?
I think we mentioned it and started looking at it in late 22, but I think you actually structured out bespoke.
Yeah. I was following
capital.
I was following
that was in around late 23 because that was after the APE merger.
I was following NVIDIA. I mean, it was like every week. I mean, all of it was just
that was after 23 going into 24. But your initial highlight of NVIDIA is impossible earnings growth
because
based on the debt structure.
There's no way. It's impossible. You're not going to sit there and you're going to fucking actually survive this. And the minute they had to get a loan, that's done. That just proves.
Well, you see what it is you build a foundation. You start with a trailer.
You see, right? It's like this,
and then you put another floor on it every quarter for 4 years, but you never reinforce the foundation. So now you got a 36-story tower on a trailer foundation.
It's, you know, it's Bill Cosby trying to do commercials back in the 80s. It's, everybody wants a Jello pudding pop or wants to take a picture with Kodak film. Just live on forever. Like, I mean, it is so dumb. And this is what they think of your intelligence, is honestly that you guys, eat food out of a straw. And you guys just don't understand the complicated financial matrix that is.
If Bill Cosby wasn't so unpopular right now, I think it'd be funny to do a skit on, I don't know if you want to say it. Mainstream media says the darndest things.
Oh, I could do.
Or like the kids say the funniest things, like poof.
Oh my God. How'd you like the trading desk improvements?
Yes.
That is I see. I'm trying to come up with next week's, which is the bond bucket hustle. And I got to figure out how to improve it. I could do that. We could do the swap matrix. We could do I could do whatever. It doesn't matter. But like
the wheel of misfortune.
The wheel of misfortune. That's actually a great idea. And then we put like the numbers of how many contracts on each spin.
You want a trip to the Bermuda?
You want a trip to Guantanamo Bay? Please come in and enjoy your wonderful, award-winning living conditions. Don't mind the hay that's on the floor, and don't mind that turd that's right next to it.
Your three contestants are the hedge fund.
The hedge fund that you were representing.
Citadel, SEC, and retail.
I was
retail wins a trip to Cancun or the British Virgin Islands.
Okay, with no electricity.
Citadel wins a trip to Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse wins a trip to Guantanamo Bay.
And enjoy Big Bob's cock meat sandwich.
Credit Suisse hits the bankrupt.
Oh, how about one of them gets awarded the Griftorama? Like Citadel could go to the Griftorama. They play the market maker shell game all the time. He would actually know that it's Kenny shares. He'd be able to tell him. They're proprietary, so you're good.
You got to put Crocodile Island on it.
Oh my God! I don't know how. See, Crocodile Dundee, mate, or we could do
Trump's Crocodile Prison Island.
Oh my God, that's like, the new Mario movie. Hopefully everybody's seen it, but yeah, like the new Mario movie, there's this like. Don't worry. I just got this the most expensive security system on the world, and it's in the dungeon.
Oh yeah,
and all
with the fire chains and shit.
All of a sudden, here's all these fire whips, and then here's these chains. Then there's the blocks that slam you. Then there's the
lava balls fucking flying.
Yeah.
Through the air.
Then you have the junior bombs, and like this is all coming at them at once. And the great idea is to float down with an umbrella. And I'm like, that's it? What? It's always the simplest thing. And that's what that showed. It's always the simplest thing. And you're sitting here and you're thinking this extravagant, huge plot and all this other stuff. And you find out it's two things. Legitimately.
It'd be better than my version, than the current version. It's the political version. You could have like Trump is a contestant. You could have Levette as a contestant.
Oh, you got it. How would you design them?
The chairman of the SEC and FBI.
What would you do, like game show wise, though? Like Bozo Buckets?
You win a trip to Iran?
Sure. A trip to Iran, or you could have this first class plane ticket to Russia, where you get to have a secret dinner with your secret admirer, aka Putin.
And all the money values could be in yen.
Awesome. Hopefully they're the gold standard. The part that pisses me off about this is that, honestly, that it was two things. It literally, it's two things. They're very simple. Here they are, blatantly in front of you. And, you know, you always expect it was going to be more. But I didn't expect it was, like, to this level of dumb. You know, like, you would figure that... Okay, Archegos was complicated. You figured that this, I mean, it was locked away for 50 fucking years. But here we are, and the best thing we got is this.
You want a fractal goat token wrapped through Ondo in 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin.
I want a cat turd wrapped in dog shit, wrapped with bacon, then thrown into gold spray paint, and then told me it's a bar of gold. Instead, I got horse apple. Not complicated. The simplest thing that probably could have been corrected, even through the cancellation and the messaging. And they didn't. Tell me that's not wild. I mean, honestly, that is, you're expecting so much more. And you got a big bag full of dicks. That's all you got. About as useful as a sandpaper dildo. Because there is nothing that I was expecting more. I was expecting actual, like, hey, I'm a criminal. I could be sophisticated. I could be smart. I could go ahead. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to make you jump through hoops. Instead, it's off of just straight poo caca. That's it. Evidently, we are not dealing with the smartest people in the room. Would you agree, Matt?
I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, it's, you know, and you think to yourself, oh yeah, I mean, you might be giving them credit. I'm not giving them anything. They don't deserve my credit at all. After this. Like, at all.
I did some more digging into how to collateralize the debt obligation on a fucking gold back. You can't.
It's impossible.
You'd fucking crash the entire industrial economy.
Yeah. Well, that's because there has to be some sort of debt.
Just to back the netting value of all the debt created, which isn't like the unwind value, that's just the net value on book. Is ironically 10x the gold price.
Of course. That's why they can fluctuate the price of gold so that...
Why is everything a 10x?
Everything should be... It should be a no X.
So for the net value, you need 10x gold, and the net value to notional value is 1/10 of the notional.
I mean, that's just... I feel dumber.
And swaps are 100 to 1.
Yeah, and they don't even know how to play those. Or derivatives, and they don't know how to play those. But yet, they'll scare you with the idea. because it's another great idea. And that's how they steal your money. On that note, I'm going to go eat, and then I'm going to relax. And then, like I was saying to everybody, I think I will hold the space tomorrow, just so this way we can answer any questions about tonight. Dude, I'm beat. So I'm gonna go relax. I'm happy you guys came.
Good space, good research.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Keep taking it to the next step.
Yeah, I'm happy you all came. I'm happy you all learned. If there's anything that you ever need from me, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer any one of your questions. And I'm always around. So with that, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good one.
This one's for my mom.
Mary B. Allen. Gone too soon. 52 years old. 13 days after they said cancer. The world took you from me, but it never took your voice. Mom, I've been carrying weight, I never learned how to drop. Oldest boy in the house, told emotions had to stop. They said stand up straight, don't cry, don't fold. So I built a heart of fire and a face made of stone. You knew me better than the world ever could. Saw the war in my eyes when nobody understood. Hard-headed like you, stubborn pride in my chest. We'd argue like thunder, then love like the rest. You never let me run when the truth got loud. You look in my face and pull peace from the clouds. When my mind went dark and my soul got wild, you still found a way to calm your oldest child. I've been through streets, pain, pride, and regret, fighting with ghosts that ain't killed me yet. Every time I feel like I'm losing my mind, I give anything, Mom, just to call you one time. I try so hard, Mom, but the pain still follows me. I smile for the world, but inside it's hard to breathe. You were my peace when the storm got deep. Now I talk to the sky when I can't sleep. I miss you more than words can say. 13 days and you slipped away. Until we meet again, I'll stand where I am. Your son, your fighter, your hard-headed man. Yeah. That night before you passed, we had mass at the house. Everybody whispering, pain filling the room with doubt. Your sister tried to move me like I didn't belong, like I wasn't your baby, like my blood wasn't strong. Something broke open, I couldn't stay calm. I yelled from my soul, I was her fucking son. Not out of hate, not trying to start war, but nobody was taking me away from you no more. I walked out the house, pain burning my chest, trying to be strong like they said was best. That Keystone angel under that night sky, the armor fell off and I broke down crying. I was stumbling, balling, couldn't even breathe. The oldest boy dropped weak in the knees. Then Uncle Jeff grabbed me before I came undone and said, you were always the strongest one, the only one strong enough to protect them all. So wipe your eyes, stand up, don't fall. Go be strong even when it ain't fair. Your family needs you, so you gotta be there. I couldn't thank him enough for that truth that night. He put steel in my spine when I lost my light. That was the moment I learned I don't break or fold. I carry the fire when the world turns cold. I knew when you left the family would break, and there was nothing I could do, no move I couldn't make. You were the glue, Mom. You held us together through pride, through storms, through any damn weather. When you went home, something cracked in the floor. The house still stood, but it wasn't home anymore. I tried so hard, Mom, but the pain still follows me. I smile for the world, but inside it's hard to breathe. You were my peace when the storm got deep. Now I talk to the sky when I can't sleep. Oh, I miss you more than words can say. 13 days and you slipped away. Until we meet again, I'll stand where I am. Your son, your fighter, your hard-headed man. Eileen and me ain't talking 20 years. That distance is heavy when blood disappears. Pete's the youngest, but he turned cold too, and I still don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. Rob is the golden boy, and I say that with pride. A good man, good father with love on his side. Dad, that's my best friend. Mom, you already know. I'll be beside him through the highs and the lows. I promise you this, with my hand on my soul. I stand by that man as he gets old. I'll be there through pain and the final breath too. And when it's his time, Mom, I'll pass him to you. I know you see me when I'm lost in the fight, angry at morning and broken by night. Colon cancer came like a thief in the dark. 13 days later it tore out my heart. 52 years old, too young to be gone, but your love still lives in every word of this song. I won't die empty, I won't fold in the fight, not till I make sure we get what we need in this life. I'm sorry for the times I was too proud to say that I needed you more than I show every day. I'm sorry for the anger, the walls, the pride, the sun you raised still got storms inside. Oh, but you made me tough, and you made me real. You taught me to fight, you taught me to feel. Even when I fall, even when I bend, I hear your voice saying, get up again. I try so hard, Mom, but the pain still follows me. You were my peace when the storm got deep. 13 days and you slipped away. Your hard-headed son still stands today. Mary B. Allen, my mother, my peace, my heart, my home. I'll take care of Dad, Mom, I promise. When his road is done, I'll walk him as far as God lets me. Then I'll pass him back to you. I love you. I'll miss you. I'll carry you with me until I see you again.
Cage in this motherfucker. Candy paint dripping, bass hitting like a fist fight. Boom, 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 boom. Little mama wanna ride with a thug tonight. Hop in the Chevy, let the bass line fight. Ride with me. Window down while we blow that smoke. Ass poking out while she ride real slow. Yeah. Little mama wanna slide through the city with me. Bad little bitch wanna get lit with me. Come on. You said you like southern motherfuckers. Prove that shit, cause tonight we outside on some fool ass shit. Look, can it paint wet like the bitch just cried? 24 spin while the trunk outside. Bass hit hard, made the stop sign shake. Whole block know when the squad gon' skid. I got a thick little red bone holding my cuff. Talking about she tryna leave a man fucked up. I said shit, that ain't my business though. Pass her the blunt, now she rolling slow. Cold in my mouth when I grin too hard. Got valet nervous when I parked that car. Middle of the summer with the top lean back. Whole club smell like loud and yak. Little mama bad with her jeans too tight. Talk slick and I'ma beat that up tonight. She said damn, you reckless as fuck. I said baby, that's why you stuck. Whole lot of ass in the parking lot. Whole lot of bass made the call out now. Whole lot of broke boys mad outside cause that girl tryna slide in the passenger. Someone wanna ride with a thug tonight. Hop in the Chevy, hit the baseline fight. Ride with me. Windows down while we blow that smoke. Ass poking out while she ride real slow. Yeah. Little mama wanna slide through the city with me. Bad little bitch wanna get lit with me. Come on. You said you like southern motherfuckers. Prove that shit.
Welcome to the cave. Round and round we go.
Big body Chevy with the suede inside.
Hope you're not afraid of heights.
This ride never stops!